Reaching for your Giants, number 33, Ash Ammerland. Now hitting for the New Shell Miller Express, number 22, Thomas Silva.
Welcome to Fort McMurray Giants baseball here on FloCollege. My name is Graham Mosman. Thank you so much for joining us here from Legacy Dodge Field in beautiful Fort McMurray as our first pitch goes strike, hitting 92 miles an hour. If you joined us earlier today for the earlier doubleheader with the Energy City Cactus Rats, as that strike goes ball. I'm very excited to be here, pitch hitting, we'll say, as happy to help out the wonderful folks here with the Fort McMurray Giants and call some games for them, as that ball goes strike two, as Ash Ammerland is on the line now. Only a couple losses on the season, but he is coming into this one with a 3.46. And he's from Aruba, apparently. As that goes outfield and is promptly caught and set down, as we will work our way through the next part of the Moose Jaw Miller Express lineup. As we welcome William Edwards here out of New South Wales, Australia. Had a decent little run against the Cactus Rats earlier on today. Surely we'll look for some redemption here, though, as that one goes ball. Did have one hit earlier on today against the Cactus Rats, but did end up getting stranded on base. As that goes strike two. As Amerlin tees this one up. The throw goes a little high, and thankfully a heads-up catch there to keep that one in play. Crowd's starting to fill in here from a very busy day here in Fort McMurray. The pitch, the swing, and it'll be a race now, and Amerlin will get there as sitting down is William Edwards. 2 up, 2 down.
It's time for today's Brewski's beer batter number 39, Austin Gray. If Austin doesn't make it to first base, beer goes on sale in draft form, 2 for $10 until the first pitch of the next Giants at bat. Your beer batter, Austin Gray.
As this will be a exciting moment for the crowd here at Legacy Dodge Field. Hoping for some cheap beers out of this one. We'll take any discount you can get in this economy. Pitch from Amerlin. Gurney lets it go. That'll be strike 1. Fort McMurray coming off a 6-0 victory against Swift Current last night here at home. Pitch. And that goes for the first ball of this at-bat. As Amerlin's starting to tickle around 91, 92 miles an hour. Here's the pitch. And that gets close, but will go away for the 2-1 count. Gurney's defensive play earlier today really came in for Moose Jaw in their losing efforts against the Cactus Rats. He will swing at that one, though. Chops out to shortstop, and they will make it, and he is out at first base. And to the joy of everyone here, beers on special, baby. We'll go for a break and be right back here. It's Fort McMurray Giants baseball on FloCollege.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. I'm the best. I'm the best. Look at this guy. I'm the best. I'm going to get a corn dog. And if you want one too, go and grab one and let's make some noise for Giants!
For the Giants, number 26, Connor Rainey.
Welcome back as we head to the top of Fort McMurray's batting order. As Connor Rainey heads in for this one. Rainey lets that one go. That'll be strike 1.
I lost in the last game
As that fouls off. Not a bad year here for Rainey, coming in with a 216. Handful of triples on the year. As he'll let that one go. Counts 1-2. Well, now for the Miller Express, that's Joe Gutierrez, whose last appearance ended up in a win.
Here comes number 34, McMurray.
Welcome back to Fort McMurray Giants Baseball here on FloCollege. My name is Graham Mosman. Thank you for joining us on a picturesque evening here in Wood Buffalo. Eduardo Signs up now for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. As that'll go strike. Playing out of the Texas A&M International University Dust Devils, an offshoot of the Texas A&M that we all know so well. Here's the pitch, and that'll be high and outside. It'll be interesting to see how long Ash Amerlin ends up going here in this one, as that one goes ball. Averages tends to be about 3 innings or so. As that one ends up high, and that will walk Signs. As Jackson Yeager comes back to the mound now. Pitch from Amerlin. Yeager will swing at that one. That'll chop out into the net. In his time with Montreal College, put together a fairly quality season. As that pitch gets fouled off. 0-2 the count. Tennessee, a decent number of players playing at a Montreal College in the WCBL, as Energy City Cactus Rats have a few. You'll see that name on the roster as well for the Saskatchewan Berries and the Regina Red Sox. Chop foul. As this at-bat continues, as Jackson Yeager is fighting for his life at this point. 2 strikes, no balls. Just hoping to stay on here. Playing out of University of Sioux Falls. 0-2 the count. Pitch from Amerlin. That'll be down, and we'll go for the first ball of this at-bat. Amerlin keeping his eye on the fleet-footed Signs, who is looking for the steal. That'll go ball 2. Two the count. Do start to feel a little bit bad for Giants players, though, as the Miller Express did just get off a very toasty game, as that pops up into the outfield and will be snagged, as Camden Sanders keeps that one from being in a dangerous zone. Tanner DeGrazia, playing out of New York, comes into this one. A couple of hits earlier on today against the Energy City Cactus Rats, but is coming into this one holding on a 3-11. That'll go high and outside. DeGrazia and Amerlin. Pitch comes. That is dead center. And that'll make this an even count at 1 apiece. As that will go ball. Tanner DeGrazia playing out of the Sage Hens program at Pomona College. In his junior year over his collegiate career, 271 on the bats with a 397 on the base. As this count moves to a 2-2. As Amerlin stays in here, keeping an eye on the runner on first. Amerlin holds. Throws. Just outside. As we move to a full count here with that 78-mile-an-hour throw. That will go down as the second walk for Ash Amerlin as runners advance as we welcome Evan Derringer, local Saskatchewan. Regina and Moose Jaw are local-ish to one another. It's that great part of the prairies where you always measure distance in hours as he holds that swing off, but it will be right in the strike zone. Amerlin hitting 92 on that one. Strike 2. 1 down. As the sun has settled and we're at that perfect early evening temperature. One of the strangest things for players coming up, especially to Energy City, playing out of Spruce Grove or Fort McMurray, especially if they're from a little more down south, is the difference in daylight hours as that one goes ball. The Fort McMurray in northern Alberta weather is wild, and the sunlight is weird if you've never experienced it. Nights where the sun quite literally does not go down. You can be playing golf at 2 in the morning. Swing and a miss. And that will sit down Evan Derringer. Andrew Naves to the plate now, playing out of Oregon, Wisconsin, which is very weird. Oregon's a state. Putting cities with state names, state with city names, no one knows where anyone is. The United States is confusing at best. He's swinging on that first one. Oh, on your count. Playing, he's at college time through Bismarck State. And he'll let that one go by. 0-2 the count. Nice positioning here for Amerlin to sit down another. And even with 2 walks, could get out of this inning unscathed. Gets him swinging. And despite walking 2, Ash Amerlin gets out of that inning unscathed. Your Fort McMurray Giants are doing not too bad on the scoreboard. And we will take a quick break and be right back with your Giants up on the batter's box. As we hit the middle of the Giants batting order, you're watching WCBL Baseball on FloCollege.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
We're going to get those heads down and those bats spinning. We're going to count them off. Heads down? Heads down? All right, let's count them off. Spin. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Run, run, run. We're tripping already. Holy smokes. Oh, man, Mustard took it by a long shot. There we go. Mustard's now up 6 in the ranking. So let's give him some big rounds of applause. And get loud for our Giants. Let's hear it, Giants fans!
Now coming to the plate, number 9, Darcy Berry.
Back to Giants baseball here on FloCollege as we join Darcy Berry at the batter's box. Words are hard. Don't mind me. It's my third game of the day in a row here on FloCollege as Gutierrez and Berry face off for the first time. Gutierrez's pitch hits the dirt. Berry holds. Darcy Berry in his second season with the Giants. As that will foul up and out. Berry stares down Gutierrez. Pitch. Lets it go. Moves that count to a 2-1. "22 hits on the season for Berry. And will that drop to be 23? It will not, as that is picked off by Ben Wallachek. Only into his second game here with the Giants, welcoming Javier Izaguirre Jr. Can be nerve-wracking, especially for new players from out of country. Just trying to find your place and hope you have lovely billets and good places to stay as that one is fouled off. Pitch from Gutierrez. Izaguirre swings at that one. And he'll head down by a 2-1. That one heading out into center field. Will it drop? It will not. I had so much hope. As Izaguirre Jr. sits down. It's 2 up, 2 down, as this inning is absolutely flying along here for your Fort McMurray Giants. If you're just joining us, my name is Graham Mosman, so happy to have you here for the third of a triple header of ball here on FloCollege. A couple back-to-back games from the Energy City Cactus Rats. They win in both of those. Cactus Rats take on the Giants coming up next Tuesday. Hits at that one. That'll head out into right field, and that'll do it for this inning as Solomon Harwood pops that one out. That'll do it for the second inning. We'll go for a quick break and be right back here. It's Giants baseball on FloCollege.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need.
Welcome back. It's Giants baseball here on FloCollege. Ben Wallachek at the plate for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. As that will go for the strike, despite the little hop, skip, and a jump from Wallachek. Amerlin delivers that one, gets the shortstop. They will go and they will make the play as sitting down is Ben Wallachek. And that should do it for the Moose Jaw Miller Express as we head back to the top of the order, welcoming Thomas Soto back here to this one. One up, one down for your Fort McMurray Giants. Thomas Soto, native of Round Rock, Texas, playing at University of Texas at Dallas, as that'll get waved off by our ump crew here. Pitch coming from Amerlin. Soto, a junior out of the University of Texas Dallas Comets, as that Comet will be burned up, and that'll do it for the side or that part of the lineup, as Thomas Soto goes nowhere. William Edwards back in the box. That pitch goes ball. for her strike on that one. He may be 27 for the Miller Express, but when he lines up for his spring team, rolling out there with the Wayne Gretzky-esque 99. After certain parts of his season, I don't know if you want to call it an Aaron Judge 99. Plus, if you were that, you'd have to be 9 feet tall. Pitch from Maryland. That is tipped off. Count moves to 1-2. Picked up baseball from a fairly young age. His dad was apparently a little disappointed. He was hoping for a cricket or a rugby player. But you win your dad over in the end when you end up finding your way back to the dugout as he goes strike 3. That'll do it for the side. And that might be one of the fastest innings I've ever seen in the WCBL. We'll take a break and be back. It's Giants Baseball on the FloCollege.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
That's number 4, Zach Kavanaugh, coming to the bench. Freshman from Chilliwack, British Columbia. Coming out of that excellent Gale secondary program. A lot of good players you see coming out of that part of this country. As that fastball head into left field. 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out for your Fort McMurray Giants. Camden Sanders now coming to the line, as he is our penultimate hitter of the Fort McMurray batting order. Only appeared in 8 games so far this year, but he's rolling in with a 143 average. 1 homer on the season. One your count as Gutierrez stays in this one. Bottom of the 3rd, that one is called strike. One down, 1 ball, 1 strike for Sanders, who will pop that out to left field. That will drop, and he will have a chance to make it to second, and he will. The fastball turns into a Fort McMurray double. Nicely done by Camden Sanders. A little bit more to work with now as we get to the final man on the lineup for your Fort McMurray Giants. It's Miles Murphy. teammates with a handful of Cactus Wrap players as he's playing out of Embry-Riddle University. Pitch from Gutierrez. Swings at that one. That'll go center field. Will it fall? It will not. How you say womp womp. As picking up that one is Will Edwards. Two down here, bottom of the third inning. Runner on second, and back to the top of the order as Connor Rainey returns to the box for his second go up against Gutierrez. That one will go outside. Fastball going outside. That one they will call that strike. Rainey will swing at that one. That will head to center field, and that will do it for this inning. It's Giants baseball here on FloCollege. We'll take a break and be right back as we head back to the mid part of the Moose Jaw Miller Express starting lineup.
It's time for today's Brewski's Beer Batter, number 39, Austin Gurney. Austin Gurney doesn't make it to...
Welcome back. It's Fort McMurray Giants baseball here at Legacy Dodge Field. You're watching FloCollege. It's WCBL baseball, and you couldn't ask for a better evening here in beautiful Wood Buffalo, Alberta. Last time Austin Gurney had
Beers on sale. Beers on sale this time. Beer. 25 Alberta Sims. 6, Jackson United.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Your partner until all the balls are gone, going back and forth. So we're going to get it started. Let's get baseball between the knees, and we're going to count them off. 3, 2, 1, go, 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 go. Back to the start with that one. Kinley's on a roll. Got the first one in, running back to give his teammate a high five. Team 2's got one. Oh, when it bounces out, so you got to come back. There we go. Team 2 got 2. One more. Kinley's taking the home stretch. Let's see if we can get it, buddy. Awesome job, Kinley. Oh my God, so impressive. The left tackle, go, go, go. Quick, quick, quick. Team 1 got a chance to recover. Let's see it. Oh, it bounced out again. Now 1, 2. We're getting there. We're getting there. All right, we're getting there. Last jump, last jump. There we go. There we go. Team 2 takes away one. Awesome job. Everybody, let's give them a round of applause and let's get loud. We're Giants!
When I go sit down,
You're watching Fort McMurray Giants baseball here on FloCollege as we welcome back Mr. Connor Martin to the batter's box. Had a 371 this year playing for the College of the Desert Roadrunners. Of course, growing up in Abbotsford, a baseball hotbed in lower mainland BC, as we are sitting here with a 0-0 game. Only hit coming courtesy of the Fort McMurray Giants. Martin will let that one go. 2-0 the count. Especially in a season with the Roadrunners, you really rely on Martin to maybe not hit dingers, but just regularly get those singles. The odd double now and again, those ones that the coaches really love, that you can just load up your bases and set up your lineup really well. Martin hoping to capitalize on that and get some hits on the board against Gutierrez, who remains in this one for Moose Jaw. That goes strike. 3-2 the count now, so Connor has a little bit of room to play with. as he'll hit that one. That one's going, and drops deep into center field. That'll go for a triple as he slides in. How about that from Connor Martin? As it perfectly drops into the gap in center field. And your second Giants hit of the game is a big one, as Martin finds himself in scoring position right as we welcome Matt Rhodes to the plate. He might have one of the best walk-up songs that I've heard here today, and God's Gonna Cut You Down from Johnny Cash. As that Gutierrez throw hits dirt. Calling that one a marshmallow here in the booth. Count of 1-0. Matt Rhodes up, playing out of Concordia University. He'll swing at that one, and it will pop up into foul territory, and will he be able to chase down? Yes, as that is Jackson Yeager there to sit down Matt Rhodes. Darcy Berry to the box now, one down. Martin in scoring position. Berry swings at that one. He goes down by one strike. The pitch from Gutierrez. That'll be outside. Starting to see a little bit of action in the Giants bullpen. This already going to go down as that is hit by a pitch, and Darcy Berry will head off to first. Runners on the corners. Izaguirre Jr. finds himself at the plate once again. Only in one game, but oh boy, put up a .667. So look at you go, leading the team. Don't worry that it's one game. Don't think about it. Stats aren't that important, except when they are. Izaguirre Jr. lets that one go, and that'll go for a strike one. That one high and outside. Oh, and looks like where there was once a warm-up in the Giants bullpen, it is no longer. Maybe they just wanted a suntan. Who can say? Here's the pitch. That'll be outside as Berry is sneaking forward. I mean, if you can draw the pitcher's eye, make him forget that Martin's there on third, you got an easy opening run for your Fort McMurray Giants. Izaguirre Jr. swings at that one. It heads off into right field. Will it drop? It will not, but that should go down as a tag at home. As the throw ends up making it to the plate, and unfortunately, Izaguirre Jr. sacrifices out. Martin gets picked off, and that'll do it. We'll take a break and be back here with more Giants baseball. You're watching FloCollege.
Congratulations to the U14 Oil Giants All-Bill team. They won the Indian Final today. Congratulations. Now hitting for the Bouchard Miller Express. Number 4, Tanner DeGrazia.
Welcome back, Tanner DeGrazia. As I forgot how words work for a moment. I'm Graham Mosiman. It's FloCollege, and you are watching Fort McMurray Giants baseball. Ash Amerlin staying in this one, his longest appearance of the season. That one goes ball. As we are on the top of the 5th. As that pitch hits dirt. As DeGrazia has gone over but was walked earlier. Here's the pitch. And that stays low and outside. Batter ahead 3-0. This will be a full 9-inning affair. After having a handful of doubleheaders of 7 innings earlier on today. And that'll be his second walk of the game, sending Tanner DeGrazia to first. And checking in here with his pitcher is Izaguirre Jr. They're going to touch base, plan some strategy, and get themselves all prepared for the bottom chunk of the Miller Express lineup, featuring Evan Derringer up next. Scoreless game here. Called strike from Amerlin. Amerlin keeping an eye on the runner on first, and that one will hit dirt. Got to be careful, especially now. You don't want to inadvertently advance a runner on a wild pitch. We do have action officially in the Fort McMurray bullpen. Pitch from Amerlin. That'll be strike 2. No score, no outs. Runner on first. Derringer at the plate. Amerlin now in his longest appearance of the season for the Giants and gets him swinging. Put another K up on the board for Ash Amerlin. As we move to the catcher for Moose Jaw, as Andrew Naves is in here. And they are calling that a hit by a pitch, and runner will advance.
Number 13, Ben Belichick.
Welcome back to the bottom man in the lineup in Ben Wallachek. Finding himself in Moose Jaw after a handful of seasons with Indiana State in his junior year, playing out of Wichita, Kansas. Always wonder if those guys from Kansas, they end up as Jayhawks fans or Kansas State fans. As that pitch goes high and outside. Amerlin getting into this game, but still finding himself in the low 90s. Amerlin with the pitch. That'll be tipped off. It's one of my favorite features of the ballpark here at Legacy Dodge Field at Shell Place. The lack of a kind of like a standing sort of area. That's not right. There's no barrier if you're sitting in the front row. It is just net and 30 feet, and you are sitting right on top of the players here. A lot of parts of this ballpark you're going to see emulated at Energy City Metro Ballpark when its construction wraps up. As that pitch goes outside again, 91 miles an hour. As we sit with ones across the board. That's 2 of the 1 count. 1 down. Runners on second and first. Calling that one a strike. As Wallachek digs in here. Amerlin keep an eye watching for that steal. And they'll call that ball. This is when things can get a little spicy. If you're trying to throw out a runner on second, someone makes a mistake, suddenly you have a ball flying in the infield, and a chance for the Miller Express to find themselves on the scoreboard. In this so far scoreless affair, top of the 5th, Wallachek and Amerlin staring down one another. Moose Jaw going for the steal. That pitch will go wild, and that will load the bases for Ash Amerlin. We head back to the top of the inning, and Thomas Soto comes on, and looks like that will about do it here for Amerlin's night. Is this going to be a end of the night or just a chat? We'll wait and see. They're leaving him in. The coaching philosophy is so fascinating. Sometimes if you get yourself into a mess, then hey, it's your job to get yourself out of it. And that can be one of the highlight moments in a season, but he's staying in. Base is loaded. Thomas Soto He will go for the bunt, and that will go for a hit as well, as one run comes home for Moose Jaw. Bases stay loaded. Makes the score on this one 1-0 for the Miller Express. William Edwards is back. As Amerlin's pitch goes ball. That's a tough break for Amerlin. 1-0 the count, one down. Bases loaded. That pitch high and outside. Edwards waits for this one. Edwards' junior year with USF. Again, wearing that very, very noticeable number 99. 27 here with Miller Express, but it is a hard go. It is a hard go to get that number in Canada, as that pitch gets thrown. And the umps explaining this one. So the runner will score. I'm gonna guess Iguodar thought that he tapped the home plate. Still was able to at least get the throw out and sit down the batter. But we still continue on in this one, 2 down. Top of the 5th here. It's Giants baseball on FloCollege. Pitch from Amerlin goes low. And itching to find home and keep piling up this score is Wallachek sitting on third base. Runners on second and third. Austin Gurney at the dish. Pitch outside. And that'll be a chat from his catcher. Just wanted to reconvene after last couple of pitches, but this has already turned into the longest night of the season for Ash Amerlin. Last appearance, 2 innings, only a single inning against Lethbridge. Did have a 4-inning run against Energy City coming up a couple weeks back. Would have been his last start. That will hit dirt, though, as this count moves 3-0. Runners on second and third, 2 down. And the walk.
Beers on sale all night long. It's Thirsty Thursday. 2 for $10 draft beer all night long. It's Thirsty Thursday. Substitution here, number 7. Number 7 coming in.
As coming in for the Moose Jaw Miller Express, we'll welcome Adrian Vivo, a junior from Miami, Florida. Not Miami of Ohio. A very different Miami, as that goes ball. And looks like that'll spell the end of the evening for Ash Amerlin, going well into this one. His longest appearance of the season, going 5 2/3. Looks like that'll be Braden Wilson coming in here for the Fort McMurray Giants. Braden Wilson will find himself on the mound for your Fort McMurray Giants. As looks like Ash Hamlin may be fighting with a blister or something. Playing out of Embry-Riddle University. This will be his sixth appearance of this season. Last saw him pitching in a Giants win against Lethbridge. Only went 1 inning, but the Giants did come away with the win in that one. That was back on June 15th, so having had a little time off, got to expect a fresh and spicy arm as he prepares. Hope you're having a lovely Thursday evening, and thank you for joining us here on FloCollege. My name's Graham Mosman. Excited to pinch hit for the lovely staff of the Fort McMurray Giants, as I, earlier today, was here calling the games for the Energy City Cactus Rats. I'm still in my Cactus Rats gear. It's a little awkward getting the stare down from some Giants players. That just might be because I dress strangely and look silly. Adrian Vivo from Miami, Florida. You first time seeing him here today as he swings at that one. Tapped out, and that will wrap us up.
Here we go. We're back in the stands with our promo team. And
We'll take a break and be back with more Giants baseball here on FloCollege.
Between the swag shop as well as the bar down here on the main concourse. And I'm telling you right now, it's hot outside. When I say hot, I mean hot. So if you need a short sleeve jersey or a short sleeve shirt, go over to the swag shop and pick one up. If you want a hat, pretty sunny, so I grab a hat myself. And hey, it's Thirsty Thursdays, which means that on the bar down here on the main concourse, beer is on sale 2 for $10 in draft form. So if you want one, today's the day to pick it up. So make sure you head there and stop down by the main concourse. You got a bar, you've got a swag shop, you've got all you need down here. So why don't we go pick some up and let's get loud for Giants!
for your Giants, number 35,
After what feels like a marathon bottom half of the fifth, we are back here, top of the sixth. Fort McMurray Giants trailing the Moose Jaw Miller Express. We're in the bottom of 5, excuse me. Oh, the board was a little wonky. Oh, that's okay. We got there. As the pitch to Harwood goes ball. Harwood, really quality year playing for Connors State. .333, and as that hit will get gobbled up, and he'll be thrown out. As we go 1 up, 1 down here.
University, number 4, Zach Kavanaugh.
As we set our scores in our lineups, pitch from Gutierrez. That'll be outside. Gutierrez not one to light the radar gun on fire, but his placement has been stellar this evening. Swinging that one is Kavanaugh. Two nothing in favor of the Miller Express. 1 down. Empty bases. Hit. That one is. Came very close to crushing the window here at the press box. But that's fouled off. Two the count. As Kavanaugh having to fight himself out of this one. Nice to see that kind of patience from a freshman as he holds on as that goes ball. That'll go foul as this at-bat continues. Full count. Gutierrez definitely starting to get up there in the pitch count. For only being 5 innings in, a lot of baseball down here at Legacy Dodge Field. Kavanaugh lets that one go, and he heads to first as Gutierrez walks up. My math was a little off. I was just checking in. Only his 56th pitch somehow felt so much longer. As the sounds of AC/DCs for those about to rock, sending Camden Sanders to the box. Classic pick if you're looking for quality hype music, as that goes foul off into deep left field. Sanders did pick up a hit last run against the Lethbridge Bulls. Did end up being stranded, however. But sitting with a 143 here on the season, going for the pickoff, and that'll not be so, as runner stays on first. So that goes ball. Miles Murphy warming up in the batter's circle as we have another ball on that one. Count of 2-1. Runner on the corner. Going to keep an eye out for Kavanaugh to potentially steal second as that pitch hits dirt. 3-1. We've seen Gutierrez almost start to throw a little bit faster as we've seen a couple pitches now end up in the 80s. When the arm gets tired, maybe pushing a little extra, but we'll see if he's able to maintain that strike zone. Pitch from Gutierrez. Swing and a miss by Sanders. Full count, though. Still got a chance. Runner on first. Just want to avoid inadvertently hitting into the double play. Hopefully saying it out loud will keep from jinxing it, or I'm going to look really stupid here in a minute. As that hits dirt. He goes for a walk, and we have runners on second and first as Gutierrez sends another Giant onto the plates. That's Miles Murphy there, normally playing third base out of Embry-Riddle. 217 here on the season. No homers. Handful of doubles, though. Had an absolutely stellar game last night against the Broncos. Couple of hits, a double, couple of ribbies. Not the tallest person you're going to see on the roster, but they don't ask you how tall, they ask you how many. That's not how the saying works. Don't Google it. It'll make everyone feel weird. One down, runners on second and third as that goes strike. 2-0 the score in favor of the Moose Jaw Miller Express, although the leading run currently in the hands of Miles Murphy. He stares down Gutierrez. Gutierrez keeping an eye on that runner on second, though. Waiting for the pickoff. Zach Kavanaugh was creeping forward. It's Giants baseball here on FloCollege, the third of a triple header of baseball that's happening at this stadium today. There's the throw, there is the hit, and that is tipped off, and it goes foul. 1-2 the count. And starting to see a whole lot of action in the Miller Express bullpen. That one is hit up high into the center field. And that will sit down that run through the batting order as Miles Murphy heads back to the dugout. We welcome back Connor Rainey, though, playing his ball out of Dakota State University. North Dakota? South Dakota? A secret third Dakota? Who could say? The West Dakota, the secret Dakota no one talks about. Like the bad stepchild. You don't mention that one. Ooh. Rainey might have my favorite hometown in all of this Giants roster. Pflugerville, Texas, as that one will go into the infield and will go nowhere, as that will unfortunately retire your Fort McMurray Giants. As we wrap up the fifth inning, we'll be back here next. It's Fort McMurray Giants baseball on FloCollege.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Coming in the bat for the Moose Jaw Miller Express, number 26, Jackson Yeager.
Welcome back to Fort McMurray Giants baseball. Here is Jackson Yeager into the box. He'll let that one go aside. As we welcome Braden Wilson to the mound for your Giants. Wilson with the pitch. Yeager swings, and that'll tip foul off. 2-1 the count. Tomorrow night looks like to be a feisty evening here at Legacy Dodge Field, as it'll be East Coast night. Be sure to grab your tickets and join us back here at the ballpark for that one. But why not come a little bit early, as starting at 4 o'clock, catch yourself some action from the Energy City Cactus Rats, who will be facing off against the Swift Current 57s, as Yeager gets walked. And he will head off to first, and we will say hello once again to Tanner DeGrazia. Tend not to see a ton of players from kind of far coastal U.S. You know, Rochester, New York, not the most coastal. It's still a New York State, so very certainly the farthest he's been from home as that ball hits dirt. 1-0 the count as Wilson hits the 82-mile-an-hour mark. And that is a couple of pitches in the dirt now for Wilson, as the Miller Express bench starts to light up. They're feeling a little spicy after their loss earlier today against Energy City. Miller Express in the midst of securing themselves a playoff spot in the WCBL's East Division. That pitch goes down and inside. Count of 3-0. Saskatchewan Bears class the league so far, firmly in first place in the East Division. Regina Red Sox chasing behind them, and then Miller Express just behind them, and that'll go for a strike. Nice work by Wilson to find that one. As that's his fourth pitch of this at-bat. Ooh, hit by a pitch, and that'll advance Runners on second and first. No outs, though, and that will prompt a quick little visit and check-in from Izaguardo Jr. See signals being sent now from the Miller Express third base coach. As looks like that will do it for the night of Wilson. Braden Wilson going in, getting a handful of batters into this one. We do have a lot of action in the Giants dugout. Is he staying? He is staying, gets the pep talk, and looks like he'll have a chance to work himself out of this early inning hole. Miller Express holding on to that final playoff spot here, and almost going for a steal from second and first. As we get the bunt from Derringer, and that will go foul. One the count, nobody out. Top of the sixth here, as the sun has tucked behind a set of storm clouds far off to the north here, as this crowd gets a little bit of reprieve from the heat. Going for the bunt again. Throwing to first. And what a throw, as that will sit down Derringer. Heads up work there by Braden Wilson to grab that ball and rip it into the waiting mid of Matt Rhodes for the first out of the inning for your Fort McMurray Giants. One runner down. As the visit from the coaching staff checks in here. And that will do it as we welcome our second relief pitcher of the game here for your Fort McMurray Giants. As we welcome a new pitcher into this one. As going through our rosters, Pelham Staten comes up here. This will just be his 4th appearance for the Giants, having spent some time, though, in the Okotoks Dogs program. Playing his ball out of Chandler Gilbert Community College. Nice to have he is Canadian. Nice to have him on this one, having spent a bunch of time with the Okotoks Dogs Academy. As Pellenstetten gets herself warmed up here. Gotta say, has an absolutely all-timer photo up on the WCBL website. As that ball hits dirt. Only one out here so far, as your Giants look to get themselves out of a little bit of trouble here with runners on 2nd and 3rd. Pitch from Staten. That will head off into the infield, and there to get it. Nice play. How about that? Rainey takes it, rips it to Barry, and that will go down for the double play. Excellent work from those two. Wow. Grabbing that one out of the air, having the foresight to rip it to 2nd, and that'll sit down this side. We will go for a break and be right back. It's Giants baseball here on FloCollege.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian. For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Welcome back. How about that defensive inning from your Fort McMurray Giants? It's WCBL baseball here on FloCollege. I'm Graham Mosman. So excited to have you here with us on a beautiful Thursday evening in Fort McMurray, Alberta. Do you have a pitching change for the Moose Jaw Miller Express as the pride of Torrington, Alberta? Jordan Bauer hits the mound for Moose Jaw, playing out of Vancouver Island University. VIU up on the kind of northern part of Vancouver Island. Beautiful place. If you can avoid getting attacked by a harbor seal. as Matt Rhodes faces down. Oh, correction, that is Connor Martin. Too early in my lineup. Thanks, folks. When you're on your third game of baseball in a day, your brain gets a little melty. As we have a count of 2-1. Martin swings at that one, and that'll go right back to Jordan Bauer as Martin sits down. Now it's Matt Rhodes. Averaging a 3.33 on the year, and he'll let that one go. Called strike. As we have the lights turned on here at Legacy Dodge Field as the sun is tucked away. Calling that strike two. 0-2 the count, 82 miles an hour on that one, for 84 miles an hour, excuse me, from Jordan Bauer. Here's the pitch. That'll be high and outside. 1-2. This pitch moves on. Swinging at that one, and that heads off into right field and will not drop, unfortunately for your Giants, as sitting down is Matt Rhodes. As Darcy Berry enters this game, the sounds of Shinedown Second Chance, a song that I think came out when I was in junior high. As I feel my bones getting older and older. That pitch well outside. Getting a bit of a stare down there from our umpire crew. Here's the pitch from Bauer. And they're calling that a strike. Just a handful of pitches deep in this one for Jordan Bauer, as he'll get Barry swinging. And that'll go down for a strike two. Barry lets that one go, and they're calling it a strike. Great walk-up song, less great at bat for Darcy Berry. We'll go for a break and be right back. It's Fort McMurray Giants baseball here on FloCollege.
It's your final call for 50-50 tickets. Sales close at the end of the seventh inning. Don't miss your shot and a big win. You know where to get them. 15, Ben Barbichuk.
Spell here on FloCollege as Wallachuk is back, and he'll check that swing. Still enough for a strike. As Ben Wallachuk puts his .395 on the line. That'll be ball one for Pelham Staton. Pitch from Staton. That is bunted off and over the net. One-handed grab by the fan. How about that? Get that guy a beer and maybe a contract. What a move. Oh, is that his girl? I think that's his other girlfriend or wife next to him. And he's feeling very proud today. Is she impressed? I can't tell. She should be. Great snag. As that hit goes right into the gap in left field, and that'll go for the single.
Number 22 for the Express, Thomas Silver.
Pitch from Staton. That'll go wild, and that will advance. And the error. Will he get him? Oh, and that'll go out into. Ouch, that stings. So stolen base. Then the error. And that'll send a runner to third. Wallachuk in scoring position. Soto in the box. As his .341 heads up. 2-0 the count. That will hit, and that will drop, sending one runner home as Miller Express increased their lead by a single run.
27, William Edwards.
William Edwards back now again. Pulled in a single hit earlier today against Energy City. Goes for the bunt. And the attempted pickoff at first is not to be, though. A lot of action in both respective bullpens. As that'll go called strike. 1-1 the count. Runner on first. Pitch from Staton. That'll go up into right field, and that will put an out on the board and keep everyone where they were. Nice work by the outfield of Camden Sanders to chase that one down. Austin Gurney has sent a whole lot of beer sales up onto the stands for Giants faithful.
Pitching for your Giants, 24, Wyatt Culbertson.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Welcome back. It's Giants baseball, and we have a brand new pitcher to welcome this one. Abe Alberg, who was briefly in an appearance earlier today as a hitter, though, when the Miller Express were taking on the Energy City Cactus Rats. Only appeared in 3 games here for the Miller Express, as that pitch is fouled off. One ball, one strike. Catcher Javier Izaguirre Jr. at the dish. That'll hit dirt. Swing and a miss for Izaguirre Jr. That's a count of 2-2. 4 pitches into this one, and that'll go outside, full count. As warming up, we have Solomon Harwood. Izaguirre Jr. swings, misses, and he will go for a set. Solomon Harwood lining up once again. 1 down. Bottom of the 7th. 3-0 lead for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. If you were joining us earlier today, we had a couple of 7-inning games. This one's going the full tilt. And he will be on base as he is hit by a pitch. Alberg can't feel great about that one, but that is how it goes. Kavanaugh lets that one go by. That'll be ball 1. He had not played this season with Wright State, although that program getting a nice little run this year. He's a freshman, didn't really expect to see a ton of him, but sure to be a lot more featured when he hits his 2nd season with Wright State baseball. Count is 1-1. Kavanaugh staring down Alberg. Alberg with the pitch. Call that strike 2. Your score in favor of the Miller Express. Although if we're talking a battle of the logos, a little biased, a Yeti's pretty cool. An X is only okay. As that goes ball, 2-2 the count. Pitch from Alberg, that'll be high and up top. Full count. This game continues on in the midst of a heated discussion about what is a cactus rat. As I sit here, the Cactus Rats broadcaster, for the record, it's a porcupine, and that'll be the walk. Head to first. Harwood heads to second. And Kevin Saunders is back on for this one. No outs. Tying runs are about. Nice little space here for your Fort McMurray Giants.
Number 19, Camden Sanders.
Out of Niagara University. I'm sure the University of Nigeria is great. I'm sure it's lovely. I haven't been. But I'm on my third game of the day, and some words are starting to get a little weird together. Also, the ADHD medication's running out. We're doing our best. Pitch to Saunders. That will go for the first strike of this at-bat. 0-1. Two on, second and first. Pitch, Sanders swings, and that'll be strike two. Sanders in a bit of a hole here. Miles Murphy up next. Sanders representing what could be the tying run. That pitch goes dirt. First ball of the at-bat. You do see it a fair bit at the WCBL, but you'll have players that'll pitch a little bit and pop back in the infield or pop back in the outfield and tend to float around depending on where their skill sets are. And that is very much the case for Eberhardt as that pitch goes wide, 2-2. Appeared earlier today, playing out of the DH slot against Energy City. Been a couple games since we've seen him with a hit, though. His last one coming about a week ago against Swift Current. The pitching side, though, did appear against Sylvan Lake earlier on this week. Only went one inning. That'll be ball three. Had an appearance against Okotoks and as well as Brooks for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. My favorite things about the WCBL is that pitch goes up and on top of the building. You end up having a lot of very cool parts from towns that maybe don't get the most tourist or visitor visits. I say up here, Fort McMurray should be on the must visit for any supporter. If nothing else, then just to see the incredible facilities that the Fort McMurray Giants call home. Sanders stays in. Hits that one, and that'll be up, and we thought I heard a bump somewhere on the ceiling as that one hails up very high and out. This marathon at bat continues. Full count. Sanders fighting off Eberhardt. 2 on, 1 out. Bottom of the seventh. Pitch from Eberhardt. Sanders swings. Will it fall? Out into left field and into the glove of Tanner DeGrazia. And down goes Sanders. Up to our final player of the Fort McMurray batting order. As the sounds of John Williams' Imperial March ring through, as that'll do it for Eberhardt's night. As the Miller Express bring in one of their handful of warming up pitchers, as we try to get a number for you here. It's FloCollege Baseball with your Fort McMurray Giants, WCBL. Graham Mosman, thank you so much for joining us here as we find ourselves our relief pitcher. Looks like that is Christian Garcia. Sophomore from Chandler, Arizona. I'm surprised he's not wearing a parka all the way up here in Fort McMurray. Does have a win to his credit this year for the Miller Express. Picking the win up against Swift Current the other week. 5-2 decision going the way of the Miller Express. Last appearance, though, only showed up for the tiniest smidge of an inning against Sylvan Lake, giving up 5 hits, 4 runs. That's one of those appearances that'll really sting. Take a look down at Miles Murphy as he is prepping and following where this pitcher's tendencies tend to lie. Bottom of the 7th, 3-0 to score for the Miller Express. The tying run in at Miles Murphy about to hit the plate. Looking for a few more hits to stack on the board so far. From Embry-Riddle University, that is Miles Murphy. Let's keep an eye on Christian Garcia now pitching for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. Waiting for his moment. Interesting windup stance, and that'll go down for strike 1. Always worth spending a little bit of time following the photo galleries after games. Sometimes it's just a lot of fun to scope out the sometimes very silly freeze poses you can find pictures in. Bodies shouldn't work like that, but somehow they do. Science, baby. 2 down, 2 on. Murphy at the plate. That'll go high and outside. 2-1 the count. A walk would load the bases with the top of the Fort McMurray batting order waiting in the wings. That'll go down for strike 2. Really got to hope the bats start to wake up here at some point in the near future for the Giants. Defensive play has kept this at a 3-0 margin. As that pitch goes low, we have a full count. As your infield ump checks in. Miles Murphy. Steps out. Harwood sitting at second in square position, though. The pitch. Murphy swings it. That'll go. Where will it fall? It'll be right center field, and unfortunately, that will be all for this run of Fort McMurray Giants batters. We'll take a break and be right back here for the top of the 8th inning. You're watching Giants baseball on FloCollege.
Construction and General Workers Union Local 92 and Thompson Brothers Construction.
Jackson Yeager at the plate. As we get set here in the 8th. Couple coaches and umpires are chatting in here. Let's find out what this is all about. Looks like a... Ooh, that looks like that is the coaching from the Moose Jaw Miller Express, getting some few warnings from the umpires here. As the home plate ump gets us back into play. Jackson Yeager here at the plate. He'll let that one go by for a ball number 1. Wyatt Culbertson staying in here at this one. That one from Yeager will head off into center field, and it will be snagged out of the air. Nice work by Connor Rainey to track that one down. Looks like the third base umpire and the coaching staff of the Miller Express are having, shall we say, disagreements. Be interesting to see how that plays out through the rest of the series as DeGrazia comes to plate now. Pitch from Culbertson hits the dirt, and we move to a 1-1. 1 down here. Pitch from Culbertson, that will be in the shoulder, and walking is DeGrazia. It's the third hit pitch of the day. And the fourth pitcher from your Fort McMurray Giants. That one will head off into center field. Nice heads-up play by Rainey as we head to 2 outs on the board. Your DH pop up now, again from the weirdly named Oregon, Wisconsin, as it's Andrew Naves. As that goes ball. 2 down, 1-0 the count. The Fort McMurray fans are getting into the heckle zone here today. It is a Thirsty Thursday. Who knows what'll get said in the 9th? Ooh. Runner on first. And there's DeGrazia, who's hit by a pitch. Naves swings at that one. That one goes center field, up high and into the glove. Rainey, that'll do it. We will head to the 9th inning as that side is retired. Or bottom of the 8th, excuse me. We'll take a quick break and be right back here. It's Giants baseball on FloCollege.
Mustard is at 6, ketchup's at 1, and the mini hot dog is still looking for that first win. I've got my referee here, so tell me, buddy, what is your name, and who do you think out of those 3 is going to take home the win tonight?
My name's Tiffany, and I think hot dog's going to win.
Hot dog? I know I'm eating ketchup tonight, I don't know. They're getting lined up, Stomper and the crew is out there, they're getting ready to race. And we're getting ready to count them off. All right, let's get the finish line out, get it on the go. We're going to count them off. 3, 2, 1. Run. Oh, hot dog's flying. And Ketchup wants to shoot. Oh, my goodness. Mustard's catching up. It's going to be a finish. It's going to be close.
Welcome back. It's Giants baseball here, bottom of the 8th inning. Giants still looking to send a run home here, as Connor Rainey joins us at the plate, fresh off a fly out in the infield to retire the Moose Jaw side. That'll go down for strike 2. Starting to hear a couple of grumpy calls coming out of the Giants dugout. Rainey lets that one go. Christian Garcia still in this one. This could end up working out to his longest appearance of the year so far. That one's fouled out, up into the netting here at Legacy Dodge Field. 1-2 the count. Starting to see some of the younger fans in attendance do the roll down the berm deep into the outfield. That goes ball. 2-2. Sophomore playing out of the College of the Desert sits down that batter, as that'll end Connor Rainey's at-bats. He's already gone 1 for 3 today, as Connor Martin returns. Rhodes and Barry on deck. Wind up the pitch, and that goes ball.
Who's our player of the game? I guess we go with Trump.
Martin lets that one go by for a ball 2. See a lot of windup and a lot of whip on that ball from the Moose Jaw staff. As Christian Garcia in a fight now with Connor Martin. Chandler, Arizona native, coming in at 6'4". You can see all of that frame getting the whip and torque on that one. That hit will go, oh, just outside, as he turns around. As Connor Martin runs back and resets. 2-2 your count. McMurray Giants still looking for 1 run to get home. Only 3 down, though. Still an extremely winnable game. That one goes foul and into the baseball stadium. Hit that one off one of the light poles, though. Have to add a new dent or a new paint streak on that one. As this count goes 2-2. Deadlocked here between these two. That pitch goes, this count is full. Great patience there by Connor Martin. Really great patience. Full count, pitch goes, that'll be outside or not. Wow, all right. Sometimes you think you can see it, but you don't. As Connor Martin sits down. Matt Rhodes up to the dish now. Had himself a tiny little game so far. Our tiny little season, 0 for 3 on this one. That'll go strike. We are into the one of the longest appearances for Christian Garcia. Tends only to go 1 inning, couple of 3-inning appearances, but looks like once he settles in, you get a little time to rack up the pitch counter. 2-1, that one goes and makes that a 2-2. Make sure to grab your tickets for tomorrow's doubleheader, as the Energy City Cactus Rats will take on the Swift Current 57s at 4 o'clock. Then later on in the evening, your Giants will be back at it once again, as that one goes up high into the infield, and that will do it. We'll go for a break and be back with the 9th inning as your Giants look to pull out the rally hats in this one. We'll be right back. You're watching Giants baseball on FloCollege.
The FloCollege Giants and minor baseball. Here comes your winning number, 166-579-52. That number again, 166-579-52. And over the 50-50 table, playing the prize right now, $910.
Bottom of the order for the Moose Jaw Miller Express has been Wallachuk. Sits here. As he gets a little spicy. That'll be ball two. Using some well-placed intel, finding out that a couple warnings have been issued to benches so far here. As Moose Jaw getting real rowdy in this one. You saw a lot of that in their game against the Cactus Rats earlier. This one goes sit down. Sure, as that'll go down for the first out of this inning. As your Fort McMurray Giants are a little bit in damage control mode, but still a chance in a game last week for the Energy City Cactus Rats. Ended up putting up a 11-run inning a couple weeks back. Pitch from Culbertson, that'll go for the ball. Soto 2 for 4 on the day. And the leadoff slot. He'll try not fully go around on that one, but it's still a strike zone. That'll be a count of 1-2. Gets him swinging, down he goes. That will be it for Thomas Soto. But say hello to Mr. Will Edwards as he returns to this game. Soto goes 2 for 5. Edwards stepping out of the box for this one. He'll go around, and that'll go strike. 0-2 the count, 2 down here. 3-0 the score in favor of the Miller Express. Gets him swinging, and Edwards is looking skyward. He's got a 360 on the year, 3 home runs, 0 for today. And we'll see if that continues here. The throw from Culbertson gets him swinging, down he goes. And that will do it for the Miller Express here for the top of the ninth. Pop on those rally caps. We'll be back with Fort McMurray Giants baseball. It's the bottom of the ninth. Coming up next, Giants baseball on FloCollege.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Now pitching number 5, Caden Noble.
It is Giants baseball here on FloCollege. Rally caps on, bottom of the ninth, as Darcy Berry heads to the plate, facing off against a brand new pitcher in Caden Noble from Marilla, Ontario, freshman from McCook Community College. Only 12 appearances for McCook this year, as that will go ball 1. He's 6 on that one. Does have a win, a loss, and a save on his season with McCook Community College, which is, for a freshman, don't hate to see that. But from the baseball hotbed of Marilla, Ontario, I don't actually know it's a hotbed. It's just Ontario. I assume everything's hot. It's all the humidity. Ugh. Barry waits. That'll be called strike. 2-1 the count. Six appearances on the year. Couple of losses scored his way for the Miller Express. Not a go ball. Here's the pitch. Swing, and we move to a full count. It's at that part of the game where when you're in kind of do or die territory, you just want to find something, anything. And that'll be fouled off. '87 on that one. Full count. Righty v. righty with Barry and Noble. Here's Noble with the pitch. The cool guy nod. And that'll go for the walk. 1 on, no outs here for your Fort McMurray Giants.
Giants catcher number 15, Javier Jr.
He still technically has the best hitting percentage on the team. That's Javier Izaguirre Jr. Is technically his second game, but the numbers don't lie. As that pitch goes outside. A surprise baseball ends up into the infield, courtesy of the Miller Express bullpen. Gonna have to get them an extra fence if you're not careful. As the pitch is fouled off. Goes for your first strike. It's that perfect type of golden hour lighting where you get the shadows on the field, but also the full gorgeous beauty in northern Alberta. The pitch. That's a strike. Much to the chagrin of the Giants faithful. Izaguirre Jr. standing tall. 1-2 the count. Swings at that one. Down he goes. As that'll knock our first out of the Giants inning. Goes on the board. For the Giants at this point, you just want to find a few folks on base. As we start to approach the middle lineup, Harwood lets that one go. Still goes down for strike one. Runner on first. Does not get picked off. As Barry stands in between first and second. The pitch, the swing. Strike two. 2 outs left for the Giants left in this one. 0-2 the count. Harwood got to fight himself out of this one. As Zach Kavanaugh sits in the warm-up circle as that is tipped off. 0-2. That goes ball. Caden Noble hoping to close this one out for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. Throws, swings, down goes Harwood. As this becomes what could be the final at-bat of this one, barring some fingers crossed last-minute heroics from one Zach Kavanaugh. Noble, righty pitcher. Kavanaugh, lefty. Ball outside. If you can last through this at-bat, get the walk, you have 2 on a tying run in Sanders, ready to jump into the batter's box. That'll be outside. 2-0. Have seen a couple walks so far, hoping for one more for your Fort McMurray Giants. Here comes the pitch. Swing and tipped off. 1-2 the count. Still hitting 86 miles an hour on that one from Caden Noble. as this battle continues. Melba with the pitch. Hit from Kavanaugh. That'll go. Throws to first. And he is tagged. And that, unfortunately, will do it. The final score here for your Fort McMurray Giants. Final score 3-0 in favor of the Moose Jaw Miller Express. These two teams will be back at it tomorrow, though, as the second half of a doubleheader. Kicked off with the Energy City Cactus Rats and the Swift Current 57s. That game gets underway. I'll have the call for that one at 4 o'clock here on FloCollege. And then I'll see you once again for the Giants